friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taddy. I'm an astrologer and I make videos on astrology, self-growth, self-care, self-love. So if that interests you, please continue watching, please subscribe. And in this video, I'm gonna do a casual sit-down video on just the lessons that I've learned over the last 3 years of being single. And so go grab some tea, go grab some coffee. I just have some water here, but I thought this would be a very interesting video to make. I never thought I would be making this video, but I've learned a lot over the last 3 years of being single during a pandemic, being single in my 30s. You know, what does this mean? What have I done in this way, in the best possible way? So go grab some tea, go grab some coffee, let's chat, and I'm hoping you can just learn to be more comfortable with being single if you are single. If you're in a relationship and you're just wanting to understand, like, should you be in a relationship? Should you be single? If you feel like you're not in the right relationship, then stay tuned. Hopefully this helps. So I became single of 2019 before the pandemic hit, and it was June of 2019. And if you had told me that I would be single for 3 years, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have been very, very hurt and very upset and very scared and very fearful because I wasn't single for a very long time. I went from relationship to relationship and it wasn't the best choice for me, but I did it anyway. And it taught me a lot. I was in a 7-year relationship at the age of 19. And then right after that relationship, I went into another relationship for 1.5 years. So I have a lot of experience dating in a relationship and just casual dating as well. And it was interesting. It was very, very difficult to date during a pandemic. And I want to express that I want to hug anyone who has gone through it, like myself, because you really start to learn more about yourself. You really start to learn how to love yourself when you're single, because then you have to prioritize your own needs. What I learned, one of the first lessons I've learned was that I was giving so much energy into my relationships that it left me to just be confused as to where to put that energy. And soon enough, I realized I could just put it into my work, and that's what I did. I put a lot of my energy into my work. I wrote a poetry book. I launched my astrology practice. I studied astrology for a few years and launched my practice. I started this YouTube channel. I started a TikTok. I really upgraded my Instagram. I did so many things for my career, and I am so happy that I did, because it really helped me see myself in a new light and what I was able to do for myself. So I always recommend doing a creative project. It doesn't have to be for work, but if you are single and you just don't know where to put your energy or time, find a hobby that you really enjoy. Find a creative outlet, because that's going to give you a lot of fulfillment, even if it's just for fun. It doesn't have to be for your career, but even if it's just for fun, you're going to feel just a bit more alive. You're just going to feel a lot better. I want to say that I am at a stage where I'm very happy on my own. Like, I'm at a very good place being single, and I am still, of course, dating, but I know now that if someone isn't giving me the energy right off the bat of meeting me halfway, of being consistent, of saying what they're gonna do and then doing what they're gonna say, I am not going to invest my energy into them, right? And this is something that took me so long to learn, because I think in the past I ignored a lot of red flags and I just wanted to be loved, right? We all, in the end, just want to be loved. And I really wanted to be loved. And I realized how much I was putting the expectation on the other person to find my own fulfillment, to find my own validation. And that was not healthy. It was very codependent. And a lot of the time I spent being single, I was learning more about my attachment style, my love language, my, like, if I was secure, if I was just anxious. And it's changed a lot because of this panorama and because of my past relationships. And it's made me understand what I need in a partner and what I need in terms of someone being there, someone accepting me for who I am. And I feel like you should never find a partner to fulfill you. You should always find a partner that really adds to your life in an amazing way, who really sees you for who you truly are and loves you for who you truly are and encourages you to be your most authentic self. I think that's super important. I also just want someone who really wants to be in a relationship with me, right? If someone else doesn't want to be in a relationship with me, it's very easy to be like, okay, well, then bye. Like, it's okay, right? And I think it's understanding the right person will never be scared by you. The right person will never be scared off by you. And I think this is a very, very important lesson, because it took me so long to learn this, that I was like, oh, am I being too much by texting this person? Am I being too much by asking this person to hang out? Am I being too much by asking this person to want to talk, right? And if you're being too much, then that's not on you. That's, maybe you're just not compatible. Maybe you both aren't compatible. Maybe it's a reflection of, maybe that person's not your person, right? And I do think it's important for everyone to be single for a certain period of time before they find a partner, and to really learn to love themselves, because you're just going to have more fulfilling relationships. And sometimes you can definitely grow in a relationship, but I feel like being single, you get to grow in a completely different way. You get to really understand what you like, what you need, and how to communicate those needs. So I think those are very, very important things to remember. I really, really want to say that it took me a while to get into a really happy place in terms of being single. And you can check out my other video on how to be happy single, because that gives you a lot of great tips. And I had to really learn about my birth chart too, in terms of, why is it so hard for me to find a partner, right? Because in the past, I had a lot of this victim mentality of like, okay, why is this happening to me? What am I doing wrong? And oftentimes I really believe that the universe wants to show you that something is not right for you, that you are meant for something else or someone else. You're here to learn a lesson. I have my Venus in Virgo retrograde. And if you don't know what that means, your Venus sign is your values, it's how you love. And my Venus is my chart ruler, because I'm a Libra rising. So this taught me a lot, because a lot of the time I would analyze my relationships. I would want to help the other person so much. I would give so much of my energy, so much of my time. I would want to do creative projects for them. I would want to do all these things for them, like a lot of acts of service. And in the end, I didn't know how to set my own boundaries with myself of what is too much. And the thing with this energy is, when you overgive, you can end up feeling a little bit of resentment, right? But it's not that person's fault in terms of that, because it was my fault for like not setting a boundary for myself of expecting what the other person should give in a relationship, right? And you should only give if you really, really want to give, right? You should not have an expectation of what that person is going to give back. But fine line here, but you know, you can always have a conversation with them as well. But like, if someone's not able to give you what you're looking for in that way, then you should find a person who is able to do that for yourself, right? And I think it's also understanding that you need to give yourself that energy, that love first, and then see what is left over to give to other people, right? Because it's about filling your own cup first before really understanding, okay, I have enough energy for dating now. I have enough energy for my partner now, right? Because if you're not able to take care of yourself and you're expecting your partner to take care of you, then there's some readjustment that is needed there, right? Because not like in the end, you always need to take care of yourself first before wanting to help another person. And this is true, like if you go to airplanes and then they have that illustration where the mom is putting the mask, like the ventilation mask on her first. I'm sorry if this is triggering, please skip this if it is, but in airplanes, you would put the mask on first for yourself before you can put it on your child, because you're not going to be much help to your child if you cannot actually be able, like if you cannot take care of yourself, right? So this is a very, very important lesson that I think everyone needs to learn. And it took me a long time. And you don't actually want to know how many courses I've taken about healthy love, how to manifest healthy love, how to learn about myself, how to break my family patterns of unhealthy relationships, how to do this, because I did not grow up in a very stable household, right? And I want to first say that my mom tried her best. Mom did her best, but it was the generational trauma that I had to endure, and everyone in my family had to endure in order to fix the relationships in my life. And I realized that it's part of my journey to break these family patterns of unhealthy chaser and runner dynamics and all of this unnecessary stuff. I know it's part of my journey to fix that, and it's a lot of work, right? So I want to first say that it's okay to do this work, right? Take time. And when you finally get into a place where you're really, really happy with being on your own, that's what you should strive for. Stop striving for a relationship to make you happy. And this is very easier said than done. I want to first admit to that. It took me a long time to fully be happy alone. It's taken me 3 years. It's taken me honestly, it's taken me a long time. And a friend of mine recently asked, okay, so if you never get into another relationship, are you happy? And I'm like, yes, I actually am. I'm actually at that point where I actually feel happy on my own. Like, I'm not going to sacrifice my life anymore for a relationship. I'm not going to sacrifice anything. And I want to first say that neither of my exes have asked me to do that. It was more so a subconscious thing I was doing, and it took me a long time to realize this, but it took me so long to just be happy where I'm at and just be at peace with where I'm at in terms of a relationship. And that's not to say I don't want a relationship. I do, but I know that the right person will find me. I know that I will find the right person. Vice versa, you know, like I know that's gonna happen when the proper time comes, and my energy is very open to that. But I know right now that I am not going to look back to the past. I know now that I'm not going to just overly focus on I need to get a relationship right now, because you don't want to be in a desperate energy. And I know that's really, really hard for some people who really, really want a relationship. But the more you're able to detach from that energy, the better it's going to be. And I fully trust that, right? I fully trust that even without having a relationship, I fully trust that I will get a relationship, because I know I am a very loving, caring partner, and I am my own best friend, and I am the best partner I've ever had. So it's important to remind yourself of these things and get to a place where you're so happy with your own company that being alone feels so freeing. Being alone does not make you anxious. Being alone makes you feel so at peace. That's what you should strive for before getting into another relationship, right? And one of my friends, her name's Lisa, I'll link her podcast and everything down below, but she speaks on like, okay, if you find your person and you're with them for about the next 50 years, you're gonna miss being alone. You're gonna miss your singlehood. You're gonna miss just having time for yourself, right? So if you know and trust that you are gonna find a relationship, why not just fully enjoy and embrace your singlehood? Why not fully enjoy your own company? Just enjoy that, right? So I don't know if that helps at all. I also want to go through the lesson of, this is a very controversial opinion of mine, and I want to be very clear that I fully support therapy. I advocate for therapy. I donate to therapy services in Toronto and Canada, but therapy alone is not enough. I'm sorry. Therapy is now the bare minimum. And for me, I'm looking for a partner who is actively trying to work on themselves on different ways. Like maybe it's meditation, maybe it's reading personal development, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's doing something for yourself that is not just therapy as well, but therapy is very, very important. But I think a lot of people think therapy is gonna solve all of their problems, and I think it's very, very helpful. I've been in therapy for like 6-7 years. It was a long time, and I think they have a lot of tools that really, really help you, but you have to also learn how to manage your own emotions on your own through other practices, other tools that can help you. And when you're able to use those tools from therapy in your life, but you're also able to do different things for yourself, maybe it's working out, maybe it's doing something for your body or doing something for your mind as a daily routine, I think that's so, so important. So I really advocate for just a complete wellness practice, because that's going to really, really help you be more secure on your own and feel more okay. Because I think in the beginning, after my breakup, I was just doing therapy and it wasn't enough for me. It was not enough, because what do I do for another week until my next therapy appointment? You have this whole week. Yes, you can call a friend, you can talk to them, but I wanted to do more homework on my own. And I know some therapists do give that, like homework, but I recommend reading books. I recommend meditation. I recommend journaling. I recommend tapping. I recommend so many other tools that you can use to really, really get to a place where you feel more secure on your own. And that might take some time, right? And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to enjoy this journey and to give yourself grace and give yourself love. Another thing I've learned being single for 3 years is that you will keep attracting the same person over and over and over again until you learn your lesson. And this is such a hard thing, because I'm still doing it. I'm still attracting a very similar person, but I'm understanding it a lot faster, and I'm understanding my own patterns faster of like, okay, am I actually attracted to this person, or is it their energy? Is it their woundedness? Am I actually just attracted to their wounds because they're similar to my wounds, right? And I think we have to really be careful of finding someone who has gone through very similar things as us if you have very complex trauma, because you should want to strive for someone safe and consistent and emotionally available and secure, because you deserve someone healthy in those ways. And if you've worked on yourself to become that for yourself, you might still keep getting the same person until the universe is like, okay, we get it. You don't want this person anymore. Like, you don't want the same kind of person who hasn't worked on themselves in those ways. So I think it's so important to take time and to understand what is the type of person you're attracting, and if there's anything you can change about yourself too, because we're all mirrors. We are all mirrors, so we're attracting very similar people to us. And sometimes we need more time to really to have the universe catch up to us, right? And that's okay. So for myself, it was interesting. What really helped me after my breakup was, I think it's important to just meet new people so that you understand what you're really looking for in a partner. And I went on this amazing date with someone, like this was like just a month after my breakup, and I was still not ready to date anyone. I was not in that place to date anyone, but I went on this date and it was like one of the best dates I've ever had in my life. And I honestly felt like this person was just there to show me what I deserved in a relationship. Like I felt like this person was just there to help me see that, oh, there are amazing guys who are caring, who are supportive, who are encouraging, who want to have fun with me, who are super there for you, who are emotionally available, who are attentive, who are thoughtful, who like this was a very amazing date, and it went nowhere. I want to first admit that it went nowhere, but that didn't matter to me. There was a lot of complications with that with that date, but it didn't matter because I know that the universe just showed me that person to show me what was possible in my romantic partners. And that really helped me understand, okay, like this is someone I'm looking for. This is someone stable and grounded who will be there for me and actually does the thing that they say that they're going to do. And that's very important to me. Who's very honest with themselves, who's a very honest person, who's a very dedicated person. And I could see this from this person on one date, right? And I think this is very important to understand. And I'm not saying to not go on that second date or third date, because I think sometimes we expect an initial attraction right away. So I do think it's important to give someone a chance. But if someone's not matching your energy in terms of like what they're giving to you or what you're giving out, then take that in mind. Take note of that. Another thing to consider is that if you're on dating apps, is to take breaks to really understand, okay, no, this is not, if you're not feeling it, just take a break. You don't have to be on there all the time. You don't have to keep checking, right? Like, people can read your energy even if it's just a photo, if you're not really into it, right? So take breaks, you know, meet people in person if you can safely. But what really helped me was like just deleting the apps for a few months, because it really helped me see, okay, I don't really need this. It's okay. It's gonna happen when it happens. I don't have to rush this process of dating. Going back to your birth chart in terms of dating, when I really learned about my Venus in Virgo retrograde, that's when I understood, okay, so a lot of my lesson this lifetime is to understand love in a new way, understand what healthy love is, understand how to show that to the world, how to teach others about love and self-love, and how to find that for myself in romantic partnerships. And this took a long time to see in my birth chart, but it makes sense. It's my chart ruler. So a lot of my lessons in life have been me understanding my own self-worth, especially in terms of relationships, because in the past I used to dictate my self-worth a lot with the partner I had, because that's what made me feel loved. I was always seeking someone externally to make me feel loved instead of giving that love to myself, which I really needed. I have a whole video on how to show yourself love. If that interests you, go check that out. And I also have a video on astrology compatibility. If that's helpful for you, go check that out as well. But looking at your birth chart is so important in this. Like, check your Venus sign, check your moon signs, check your Mars sign, and understand what are the patterns in your life that are affecting your love life. Like, if you're struggling, I think astrology has really helped me understand more of why it's been difficult for me to find a partner. And I want to say in the past tense, but knowing what I deserve now, I know it's going to be a lot easier for me. I know I'm going to be able to attract that partner. It's just about making sure I'm just happy on my own. And I used to get so annoyed with people saying that. I used to get so mad at people saying that, because when you're not in a good place, it's really hard to shift focus onto that, right? So I would recommend getting a birth chart reading done. I'm happy to help. If you're interested in birth chart reading, you can check the link down below, or just learn more about your signs, or especially your moon sign. I have a whole series on your moon sign, so go check that out. But your moon sign is how you like to be nurtured. It's how you want to feel. It's safe. What makes you feel safe? It's what makes you feel yourself, the internal self that you have. So it's very, very important. So I would always look at relationships if this person can nurture your moon sign, because that's going to make you feel the most safe, and relationships should feel very, very safe. Another important thing I've learned over the last 3 years is how important it is to prioritize your community, your friendships when you're single, because oftentimes if you've been in a relationship, everyone just puts all their energy into their partner, and this is great and all, but you never know. Like, there's no guarantee in life. I want to say that. Like, I know that there's marriage and everything, and those are promises, but there is no 100% guarantee that you are going to be with a person throughout the rest of your life. And maybe you will feel that, and you might be like, no, that's not true, whatever. But even having friends, different kinds of friends, just to have different perspectives, different opinions, that's going to help you feel more fulfilled too. We can't just seek fulfillment from one other person. We are human beings. We are social creatures. It's so important to learn more about ourselves through others. So reach out to your community, reach out to your friends, make new friends. I made so many new friends after my breakup, and that really, really helped me, because it helped me see how much love can be within our friendships, how much love can be in community. And I started my own community as well, the Moon Sign Creative community. If you'd like to join, you can. The link is down below, and we're happy to have you. It's an astrology and art-based community, and we do new moon and full moon events, so it's super fun. And I'm so grateful for my community, because it showed me how much people needed community, especially during the panorama, especially during breakups in lockdown. It was hard. It was very, very hard, right? And I desperately needed to find community and friendships, and I'm so, so grateful I did. I found some amazing friends, and they really supported me. They really showed me how much I'm loved, and how much I can show love to them, like how much I can give to them, because it really helped me understand, okay, there is more to life than dating. And as a Libra rising, I want to say Libra risings and Taurus risings, we love so much because we're ruled by Venus. And I think it's about not focusing on that as your main priority, your main objective. Sometimes it's good to have that as a priority for sure, but to not see it as something that gives you self-worth, to make sure you're not putting pressure on yourself, to making sure that you're talking to yourself in a very kind way if you're single, because you are your best partner. Still go buy yourself flowers, go take yourself out on a date. I think those are very, very important things to do when you're single, because that's going to give you so much more fulfillment. It's going to give you so much joy that you're able to do that. And yeah, I really, really hope this video helped. Let me know if you have any questions about it. Let me know if you have follow-up questions, if I should make a second video on this topic in terms of what tools helped me, or other tips to help me just, I don't know, just to be happy single. again, go check out my video on that. And if you'd like to learn more about your birth chart, especially in terms of relationships, I have one-on-one birth chart readings. The link for that is down below. And if you would like to join a very supportive, welcoming, loving Patreon community, I have the Moon Sign Creative Community over on Patreon. The link for that is down below as well. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this was helpful. I'm sending you so much love. And just know that the universe has your back. And peace and love. Take care.